I was wrong. When I tell you how much I doubted this Barcelona team going into the season, while you'd think I know less about football than you may think I already do. Now, I didn't look at this Barcelona team as finishing 10th in La Liga or anything stupid like that. I looked at this Barcelona team as, once again, just having another average season, getting knocked out of the Champions League the moment the league phase is done, finishing maybe second, and that would pretty much be that. And if they were to win silverware, well, I probably would have assumed it would be the Copa del Rey or the Supercopa, something like that. I didn't think at all that they would be a really good team, a team to be reckoned with. I mean, I wasn't really convinced by the Hansi Flick appointment. I thought that Xavi was by far the better manager for Barcelona specifically. Hansi Flick had a difficult time at Germany. Barcelona in their friendlies under Hansi Flick only had 1 win in 4. Their transfer business to me was kind of iffy. They sold way more than they brought in. Dani Olmo, I said, would be a solid player for Barcelona, but I didn't think he'd be able to move mountains. Again, something I've been proven wrong already in the first couple of games. And I thought although Lamine Yamal looked really good, I thought he would still need a lot more work to still keep getting better. I just thought this Barcelona team was not quite ready to make a step up and actually start pushing Real Madrid, a Real Madrid team that just added Endrick and Mbappe. I didn't think this Barcelona team was good enough to push this Real Madrid team for the La Liga title. Now, admittedly, it's still very, very early on in the season. It's only been 5 games, but so far, based off of these 5 games, Barcelona is the team to beat in La Liga. Yes, their defense has been more leaky than both Atletico and Real Madrid's defense, but offensively, they've been far better as well. This Barcelona team, if they can keep going this trajectory, might be very special, and Hansi Flick may look like a genius come the end of the season. So how exactly did I get so much wrong about this Barcelona team? What has made them so good? And do I think Barcelona will beat out both big spenders in Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid for La Liga this season? Well, that's what we'll be talking about today. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Back of the Net here. I hope you're all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, first things first, like I mentioned in the intro, the transfer business by Barcelona to me looked kind of iffy. They had loaned out 4 different players in Clement Lenglet, Victor Roque, Alex Baye, and Oriol Romero. Victor Roque is someone that I've rated quite highly since his signing to Barcelona. I thought he was a good enough player to at least be a good rotational player and had the potential to undoubtedly become a starter. So I thought him being loaned out to Real Betis would undoubtedly be good for Victor Roque, but I didn't quite understand why Barcelona would be willing to do so. Alex Baye definitely needed some game time, so he left to Celtic on loan. No problems there. I don't understand loaning out Clement Lenglet. Yes, he hasn't been good for Barcelona, at least recently, but all it does is really just thin out your squad even more. Loaning out Oriol Romero, again, I kind of understand that, but also kind of don't. I thought he was okay at times for Barcelona, especially now that you've sold Gundogan. I thought you might be needing Oriol. And then onto the sales, you look at it. Sergio Roberto, someone who's been through Barcelona's whole academy, he left on a free to Como. They let Ilkay Gundogan, someone they got last season, and someone who's been really good for Barcelona, well, they let him leave on a free to Manchester City, which even now, admittedly, I still don't understand why Barcelona did that. They sold their youngster in 5 for £9 million. Julian Araujo they sold for £8.5 million. Pedrola they sold for £2.5 million. Gueye they sold for £5 million. They let Marcos Alonso leave to be a free agent, and Serginho Dest, someone that hasn't played for Barcelona for a while now, while he left on a free to PSV. Barcelona, yes, a lot of these transfers actually are pretty good because it thins out your squad. You get rid of a lot of the deadwood in Marcos Alonso, Serginho Dest, and so on, but I didn't quite understand why you let someone like Gundogan go. I don't quite understand why you didn't give Rocky more chances. And when you look at the players in, Pau Victor got confirmed. I mean, he was at Barcelona last season, but he got confirmed for £2.5 million this season at Barcelona. And the only real signing that Barcelona made, despite all of those players out, the only real signing Barcelona made was bringing Dani Olmo for a hefty around £50 million price tag. And I made a video about Dani Olmo joining Barcelona, saying that I didn't quite understand why Barcelona would do that. I criticized the signing, as a lot of people did, to be fair, but I will admit that I didn't think he'd be able to move mountains. I said in the video that he would be a solid player for Barcelona, but I didn't think he'd be that good for Barcelona. I didn't think he was worth spending so much money on in the situation that Barcelona are in, and he has only played 3 games, so I may be right in the future. But so far, I have been wrong, and I'll admit that. He's already scored 3 goals, and he has been outstanding in every game he's played. Barcelona's transfer business, despite what a lot of people, including me, thought, you're looking at it now with the context of winning their first 5 games very comfortably, their business looks really, really good, and this is another reason why I am not working for a football club. I had my doubts about Hansi Flick being the manager for Barcelona. I thought Xavi was undoubtedly Barcelona's best chance at succeeding. I thought Xavi had a good track record with Barcelona, and I thought Hansi Flick really struggled with Germany and probably wouldn't be good enough to coach Barcelona to get back to the top. But again, off of the first 5 games, and yes, I know it's only 5 games, but off on the first 5 games, Hansi Flick completely understands what to do with this Barcelona team, and well, they have been on absolute fire. You look at the players and the team that Barcelona have. Rafinha, with already 3 goals and 2 assists in 5 games, has made it clear why they don't need Nico Williams. Lamine Yamal, at 17 years old, has already 7 goal contributions in 5 La Liga games. They have unbelievable youth prospects coming through in Pablo Torre, Fermin Lopez, Marc Bernal, Pau Gubrasi, and then they still have veterans in their team who have been performing. Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Robert Lewandowski. I mean, this Barcelona team on paper is really strong, and the thing about them is that they're very young. Barcelona right now are the 2nd youngest team for squad average in the whole La Liga, only behind Valencia, a Valencia team that has started really poorly, surprisingly. But then you say, okay, Barcelona has played 5 games, undoubtedly been the best team in those 5 games in La Liga, but who have they been playing? Has it even been challenging games? Well, that's where it becomes even more impressive. They won their first game, a 2-1 win against Valencia in Estadio de Mestalla, and yes, it's a Valencia team that is really struggling this season, surprisingly, but at the first game of the season, I thought it was a really tough Valencia team. They then had a huge game against Bilbao. Again, they got a 2-1 victory. Then an away game against Vallecano, again a 2-1 victory. And you're thinking, okay, they've got their games, they're winning their games, but they're not really winning by a lot. They're not making it convincing. Then you go look at that Valladolid game where at home they won 7-0. Yes, against another poor Valladolid team, but still a 7-0 win is a 7-0 win. And then most recently they went up against last season's surprise package in Girona in a Catalonian derby, and while they completely dominated, winning 4-1, a brace from Lamine Yamal, a goal from Dani Olmo, a goal from Pedri. Now again, it's only 5 games into the La Liga season. Champions League football hasn't even started yet, and I could easily in a month's time be making a video about why Hansi Flick should be sacked and why he's not the right man for Barcelona. But as of right now, I'm being made up to eat my words about everything I've said about Barcelona heading into the season. They have been absolutely phenomenal. Defensively been really good. Offensively been amazing. Their squad building has been outstanding with so many academy products. And as of right now, undoubtedly this Barcelona team is the team to beat in La Liga. Now this next stretch of games is going to be quite challenging, being that Champions League football we put into the mix. They have a tough game away against Monaco, a tough game away against Villarreal. But all signs right now after 5 games is showing that this Barcelona team, despite not spending nearly as much as Atletico and not having the star power that Real Madrid have, this Barcelona team is the team to beat right now in La Liga.